there, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are doing a Avantvous eyeshadows update, and this is a super exciting update because I'll be rolling out and rolling in 2 new eyeshadows. So if you're interested in seeing which eyeshadows I hit pan and what eyeshadows I'll be randomly rolling in, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I am going to start off in the same way, or I'm going to show you all these eyeshadows in the same way that I actually rolled them in. And the first eyeshadow that I rolled in was the Dream Street palette from Colourpop, and the shade that I rolled in was called Mermaid Boy. And as you can see, I have a beautiful, beautiful pan right here. And let me just pull up the numbers. I have my notebook here. So overall it took me 12 times to hit pan on this little guy. It actually only took me two additional uses since last update to actually hit pan. The reason being is what I do is if I have a shade like this, I like to do a cut crease kind of look, like a graphic kind of look, at least once, in order to actually use more of that eyeshadow. So I did it with that, and you know, it took me overall 12 times to hit pan, which is great because these eyeshadows are fairly deep. So you know, it's hard to hit pan on Colourpop eyeshadows, but this is a little swatch of this shade and I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful teal sort of shade. It's just lovely. It was a treat to play with and to use it, so I really like it. So this is rolling out, which is super exciting. And the next eyeshadow that I had rolled in, it comes again from a Colourpop palette, and this is called the Zodiac palette, and I am working on the shade the Virgo, which is this one right here. I hope you'll be able to see, but I have a nice dip going on in this shade. Now, because it is such a deep brown shade, it is going to take me a while to hit pan on it, which is fine. What I've been using this eyeshadow most of the time is either to deepen up my outer corner or to use as a shadow liner. So I'm thinking maybe 1 more month and I'll be able to hit pan if I continue to use this shadow in that way, or 2 more months, you know, which is fine, to be honest. You know, it's not my favorite shade, but it's not too bad. So let me give you a swatch. It's a very dark shade, honestly. If it was a little bit lighter, I definitely think that I would be able to use it in my brows, but because I am a blonde, even though my roots are coming out, you know, but the majority of my hair is blonde, I don't think I would get away with such a dark eyebrow if I were to use this eyeshadow. So fortunately, no pan yet. This shade was rolled in last month, I think, and yes, it was, and I used it 15 times so far. So 15 times, no pan. That's okay. We'll continue to work on it, and eventually 1 or 2 more months and this will be done. And the last shade was also rolled in last month, and again it's from Colourpop. This is the So Jaded palette, and I rolled in the shade Amethyst last month, and as you can see, I have hit pan in this little guy, which is super exciting because it's one of those Colourpop eyeshadows that aren't necessarily the most shiniest metallic sort of shades. It's more of a satin. So the way that I've been using this eyeshadow is mostly in my outer corner, in my crease. I also did this graphic cut crease kind of look with this shade also, so it helped a lot. It's not my favorite shade, but you know, it worked, and I was using, most of the time I was using a fluffy brush, hence why it actually didn't take me too long to hit pan on this eyeshadow, because it only took me 9 uses to hit this pan, which is not too much, which, you know, I was kind of surprised because usually Colourpop eyeshadows take ages to hit pan on. This didn't take too long, but I'm I'm happy that this is getting rolled out because it's not my favorite shade. So let me just give you a swatch of this color right here. So this is what it looks like. I mean, it's nice, but it's not super shiny. It's more of that satin sort of shade, isn't it? As you can see, it's not even as metallic as the Mermaid White shade. So yeah, I'm happy that it's getting rolled out. I won't miss it, but you know, it was fine. So now it is time to roll in 2 new shades. So I have my phone here. I have my spreadsheet ready. I have 339 eligible eyeshadows to be rolled in. I had actually moved the Ken Boylan pigment that I had a usage goal on last year. I moved it back into the spreadsheet because it was a usage goal, and I think, you know, I'm okay with putting it back into the spreadsheet to kind of, if it gets rolled in, to use it again. So 339 eyeshadows, and I have my pretty random app here, so I am going to change the minimum to 1 and maximum 339. And what we're going to do is, let me actually get my pen so that I can write all of this down. The first eyeshadow that we rolled in is the shade 230, and the second eyeshadow is a 48. Interesting. Okay, so let me go back into my spreadsheet. And number 230 is coming from my Huda Beauty new Nude palette, and it is the shade Teddy, which is so great because I know exactly what that shade looks like. It is the perfect transition shade, crease shade, just so beautiful. And shade 48, let me dig that out. Okay, oh, okay, 48 comes from my MUA Starry Night palette, and it is the shade Orion. I do not remember what it looks like. I'm not quite sure, but it is, I assume it's a cool toned kind of shade, and it's a metallic shade. So let me grab those palettes, and I'll be right back to show you what the shades actually look like. And I will share my color story with you also. Oh damn, I have light coming here, so the lighting might be a little bit off, but I think we'll deal with that. Okay, so let's start off with the shade that I know that what it looks like. It comes from my Huda Beauty new Nude palette, and we rolled in the shade Teddy. So this is what it looks like. I have a good bit of wear on it already, so I think we'll be able to hit pan quite quickly on it, because it is a powdery shade, and it's a shade that I would use every day. So I'm gonna give you a swatch of it. It is a lovely soft nudish pink kind of color. Both of these go very well together, so that's a very nice. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna take me long to hit pan. A couple of uses, I guess, and I would say 10 max, and there'd be pan on that. And I also had pan in this shade called Daydreamer and Bear, so there'll be 3 pans in this eyeshadow palette, which is super exciting. And then for the MUA palette, this is what the palette looks like, and I was hoping to get some of these lighter sort of shades, but unfortunately I rolled in this guy. So not great. As you can see, I maybe swatched it, maybe used it one time, and that was it. So yeah, I don't think these pans are very deep. I don't know, it's a dark kind of metallic graphite sort of shade. It's not very pigmented, as you can see, but I definitely think this will be a pain to use. So I don't know what to do. I don't like panning black eyeshadows. So, and you know, I'm not a fan of it. I think actually I am going to re-roll one eyeshadow, you know, to go instead of that orange shade, because I'm just not interested in panning a black eyeshadow even though it's shimmery. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to remove the swatch of this guy and we're gonna do the process again. I'm so sorry, you might be disappointed, but I just honestly, I just do not have any any sort of intentions or any will really to pan a black eyeshadow. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go back into my random number generator and I am going to re-roll again, and I got the shade 25. Okay, very interesting. So let me go back into my spreadsheet and see what number 25 is. And number 25 comes from my Makeup Revolution Mermaids and Unicorns eyeshadow palette, and I got the shade 9. Okay, so let me go and grab that palette and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, I am back. This is the Makeup Revolution Mermaids versus Unicorns eyeshadow palette, and I rolled in the shade 9. So I'm going to count from here to here, from left to right, and it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, very, very interesting. So I rolled in the shade, this shade right here. It is a lilac kind of shade. So let me just give you a swatch right here, and this is what it looks like. I think this color story goes very well together, to be honest. It's very interesting. I've used this eyeshadow palette a little bit, but I haven't, kind of dived into it whatsoever, so I don't know how deep those pans are. But yeah, that is what the color story for this month looks like. Very interesting. I really like it. We have one shimmer, we have 2 mattes. I can definitely complete a full look using all of these 3 eyeshadows, which is great. And yeah, I'm quite happy with that outcome. It definitely helped to just roll out that black shadow and not use it and roll in something else. But yeah, that completes today's video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a like, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. But yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.